loud. Okay. Hi, Taiisha.
Hi, Zakira.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. It's a beautiful day. It's almost spring.
It's
we
spring.
had a slight scare last night, but
oh, the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's spring though. It's March 31st is coming and gone.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's spring.
And April is a really good month.
It's a great month.
Yeah.
Spring, April, and spring is about renewal and new things and reinvention, and so it's been a long hustling winter.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm glad for the month of April and spring.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you were on my podcast. Thank you for being a guest on my podcast.
Well, listen, I was around when this podcast was an idea, and so now here it is.
In the fusion, yeah.
I am honored
to
be here.
Okay, so we're chatting like we know each other, but not everybody knows who you are. So tell me who you are. And what do you do?
Well, my name is Taiisha Bradley, and I am a celebrity publicist and an event curator. And Zakira is my rich friend and also my real friend. So we'll talk about that. So Zakira and I took a business class together, and when you go through that class together, there's lots of transformations and like mindset and business and kind of the way that you look at things, and you learn that you can't be a successful business person as an island, and that you need friends in your corner.
Yeah.
So rich friend is a term for someone else who kind of went through that business course. When you kind of come out of it, we're all friends. And we are all committed to helping each other out. Yeah,
and then there's the word of coin collective, which we learned in our course, which is basically like that person who helps you. There's like five different kinds. And
right.
There's like one person that just helps you. But it feels like for us, it's like more than that,
Yeah, well, we weren't in each other's coin collectives, though, right?
No, that's weird. We're neighbors.
Yeah,
though.
but
we
live
just
in the same proximity.
Yeah, we're in the same proximity, but that's the only reason. That's the base of why we bonded, because we're neighbors.
Yeah, because you reached out to the other people who were in our local area, and that was super important to me because just like me, and a lot of people who live where we live, a lot of people are transplants. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard starting over in a new place and trying to make friends, and you're like a whole adult now. Yeah. So it was a good way to bring us together in the name of business, but definitely make a full friendship out of it. So we've been doing business and hanging.
Yes. So speaking of business, your main business right now is Rutherford County Black Business Network.
Yes. So I have 3 businesses, and I can't even say that I have a main business.
Okay.
Like, they each take turns being the star. And so, I'm still trying to juggle that. But, for a long time, I felt like I had to choose something. People make you think you have to choose something in particular. But when you're an entrepreneur and you really want to step out on your own, like, it's really up to you to do what makes you happy. And so whatever you choose to do and what makes sense for you it's your thing. Like, you don't have to have permission. So I have 3 businesses that I'm running simultaneously. A lot of them overlap, but sometimes I have to really focus on one, especially because I curate events. So typically, whichever business I have an event that I'm curating, usually kind of gets a lot of the juice. Yeah. Right then. So I'm a publicist, and I have clients. One of my big clients and most recent clients is Big V of Nappy Roots. So if you remember Nappy Roots back in the late 90s, and early 2000s.
Anthony Hamilton.
Yeah, all know, Po folks,
yep.
And so...
Okay.
Yeah. You know it. So he's one of my clients, and so I work on kind of getting media coverage for him and publicity and podcast interviews, TV interviews, pretty much everything. But also I curate events, and so he's gonna pull through for one of my events coming up. So my next event is in 2 weeks. Well, I don't know when this will air, so it'll be April 12th.
Okay.
April 12th, 2019 in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and it's called the Rutherford County Hot Chicken and Art Show. So it's going to be hot chicken by the Alley on Main, which is a fabulous, popular restaurant here in town. They have all kinds of different hot chicken dishes, hot shrimp, hot pork chops, like just hot everything. And so they're going to have the food, and then we have about a dozen local and also touring artists that are going to have art, on display. They're going to have art on sale. They're going to be doing some live painting. There's going to be some auctions.
And photographing.
And photography. We'll have Zakira and Nayyar, did I say it right? Nayyar Photography Services. Is that right?
Nayyar Photography. Yeah.
Nayyar Photography. Yeah. Listen, I don't want to get it incorrectly on your show. I apologize. It's going to be doing our event photography because you're an excellent photographer, specializing in event photography because you do photography at Opryland. Is that Opryland?
Yeah. Well, that is just like my part-time job.
Grand Ole
but
Opry.
ideally, if I could see myself in the future, I could be doing that music.
Doing more of that. Yeah, you've done like festivals and different things. So yes, I'm very excited and pleased to have you.
And I'm thankful
to do the photography for that. It's gonna be a circus of art. Like it's gonna be so crazy. It's gonna be huge. Like I just have so many tricks up my sleeve and fun things and just kind of highly shareable social moments where you're just going to have to get on your Facebook Live so other people can see this. You're going to have to do your pictures. Yeah, you're going to have to use your hashtag Ruco Art Show, RUCOARTSHOW. It stands for Rutherford County Art Show. So it's going to be awesome. We have some kind of famous people there because I'm a publicist. Come on now, I gotta pull out my list and see who I can get.
Right.
So we have a lot of stars, people that you'll recognize in the arts community, people that you'll recognize from TV. It's gonna be amazing. You have a lot to take pictures of.
Now the tickets cost how much?
Oh, it's free.
How much?
It is free $99, FREE. So it's free. The only thing that I ask is that that people go online and get a free ticket so that we can count. We can know how many people are coming, to help plan. But this is something that I just really want to do for the community. I love the arts. I've worked in and around the arts. I have family members in the arts. One of my family members is going to be a touring artist that's coming here. So I really support it. I was looking to bring more kind of diverse and cultural and fun and social kind of events to where I live because we live really close to Nashville, which is a big metropolitan area, but it's not always like the best drive.
Right, no.
So, I think we deserve to have some really cool, dope events here. And so it was something that I really wanted to do. It's been well received. We've got lots of sponsors from businesses and from the community. So I'm really excited to be able to do this. And I hope that everybody comes out. It's free. It's open to all ages. There will be like wine and beer. And so if you're uncomfortable with that around your kids, then maybe not. But definitely, come by early. It's from 6 to 10. So I say from 6 to 8, it's just going to be very family centric. We have King of Pops Nashville coming with their gourmet popsicles. So that'll be pretty cool. So we're in the kids for the popsicles.
Okay.
You asked me where it is. It's at the Gateway Village on Thompson Lane. It's 804 North Thompson Lane. And we'll be in suites 1A through D. But if you're coming through 1B, that'll be the front door. But it's actually 3 large storefronts that are open and undeveloped in the Gateway Village, which is a luxury, live, work, play kind of neighborhood. I'm near the hospital here in Murfreesboro. And so there's, doctor's offices there. There's condos and townhomes and coffee shops and, yoga shops. So it's really, really cool. It's like its own little community.
Okay.
So we'll be right in there. And so the neighbors and the shop owners, they're really excited about coming to, check out all the art. And so it's going to be a big deal.
That's great. Yeah, because I haven't heard of it before the event. So I feel like, after the event, I'll definitely know about it.
Yeah, you'll definitely. Yeah. You know where it is. You just don't know where it is.
Yeah, I know Thompson Lane and I know.
Yeah, you know where Juice Bar is?
Yeah.
It's in that plaza.
Oh, my hairstylist. Shout out to my hairstylist. She's over.
Where?
She said that it's Salons by JC.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just similar. It's like you have your own salon within that, and I love that. It's like truly support the entrepreneur. They have rent that they can pay. Yeah. But, they don't have to do it on their own, which is,
Yeah, so the area. So it's super nice over there, right? It's really walkable. It's really beautiful. We're lucky to have that venue.
Okay.
So I'm really
Very
excited.
Nice. Okay, so let's rewind back a little bit. Why did you start? Well, first, it's a 2-part question. So first, why did you start the Hot Chicken and Art Show?
Mm-hmm. Again, so let's go back to one of my other businesses, the Rutherford County Black Business Network. I started that about a year and a half ago. That is going on, and initially,
so wait, just to make sure we have the years right. This is 2019, so you started it in
2018. Yeah, like January.
Okay, officially,
like officially, but it was something I was working on. So initially, I just had it put into my spirit to do a Black-owned business directory, like to locate all the Black businesses and kind of make a directory, because I found that it was like a disconnect, between like the Black business owners here knowing each other and for people knowing which businesses were Black-owned or not. I moved here from Baltimore, Maryland, like 10 years after living there for 10 years. And, in that Maryland, DC, Virginia area, that's like a whole thing. There's a Black pages and you can find businesses. You just kind of know. And I just found that there was a disconnect here. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll do that. It'll be a little community service project, in my heart. And then I had a mentor who kind of, pushed me a little bit further and a little bit further and a little bit further. Her name is Lisa Rouse. She owns Burrowtown Cakes here locally, and she's a business owner. She's going to be at the event. She is going to be at the art show. She initially was going out of town to see her grandbabies. And so I was like, well, listen, I understand that, that's fine. But they are leaving the day after the art show, so she's able to come. So she is like a neighborhood superstar. Like, everybody knows Miss Lisa. Everybody loves Miss Lisa. She's super fun. So she's like one of my stars that is going to come. And so they make fabulous desserts and also cakes and also breakfast and lunch. She has like a couple of locations. She's actually consolidated her locations into one huge one. Did you know that?
I saw that you shared the article. I saw that. That was great. That's great.
So she had two spaces. So now the spaces are going to be one, and then she also has like a separate kind of consulting center for if you want to, get like a custom cake or wedding cake. It's like a studio.
Oh, you have to cake so because
listen. So I'm going to like go all the time for the tastings. Like, just because. I'm going to do a tasting for, like, every event. She's like, you were here last month.
It's just a good day. So
right. Let me taste the next month's flavors. So she just kind of encouraged me. And so I put together a list. I reached out to a lot of, like, the Black business owners. And they would give me other people's names, and I was trying to put it together. And so when I was looking into creating a directory, it was going to be pretty expensive for what I was trying to do, and I was going to have to hire someone, and it was going to be like $1,500 in programs, like minimum. And so it was just, I was not about that life just yet. So I put all of the people into a Facebook group. Who were interested, send them a message, send them to a Facebook group, and I'm like, all right, so the directory is not happening right now, but, I'm going to figure it out. So in the meantime, hey, everyone, kind of like mix and mingle, that kind of thing. And then after a while, we started being interactive. I started doing kind of like business challenges, just trying to keep the people engaged until I figured out what I was doing. So then I got to the point, I'm like, well, while I have you all here, like, what would you like from me? And so they wanted more opportunities to showcase their businesses. They wanted more opportunities to like network with other businesses. And then they wanted like some social kind of events. And I was like, well, listen, I can do that. Because I was very active like around town, in the community with, being working for like nonprofits. So I did a lot of event planning. I've worked for a lot of nonprofits locally, planning a lot of galas and fundraisers. And, it's kind of what I did as a career. And I really do like that. But then, I also like my marketing and PR. But, it's just like an event season, I was kind of on a roll. And so that's what people kind of wanted from me. So, I did like a little something, kind of here and there. I did an event. I partnered with a gentleman out of Nashville, Sean Witzel, who had this event called Dashikis and Daquiris. And so I partnered with him because we were working together on a theater production that I was doing theater marketing for. So we had a rapport. So I asked him, would you mind doing this event here where I live so we can come and, have a good time? So he was like, well, do you want to do it together? And I'm like, absolutely. So we did Dashikis and Daquiris. It was a reception, an artist reception for my cousin who was in town. She's also going to be at the Hot Chicken and Art Show, April Neely. And so I just kind of want to do like a little fun kickback kind of thing after her, artist opening thing. But she's not from here. I'm not from here. We don't have like a ton of friends. You know, some people came. But I was like, well, if we do this kind of like together, then surely all his friends will come, you know, and the people who normally come. And we'll make it free and invite like whoever wants to come, you know, anybody who's like into the arts and just wants to chill. And, you know, kind of, we did the kind of like a Wakanda theme a little bit, you know, you wore your dashiki or you could buy one at the door. We had art, we had like live paintings, we had vendors, and we had food on site. And so that went over really well. And that was kind of like the thing that kind of planted people like, that was pretty cool. Like, what's next? Yeah. And so events are what I have continued to do, whether I'm doing working, you know, as in my publicist business, or whether I'm working with the Black Business Network. And then I also my third company is Brunch Money, which is my events company. And the way that Brunch Money is different from the events that I do for the Black Business Network, they're usually kind of more social events, more family-friendly events. Brunch Money is definitely kind of more social. It appeals to the urbanpreneur lifestyle, you know, the urban entrepreneur. So, you know, it's grown and, you know, classy, but it's also, you know, it may be some cursing and some Hennessy at a Brunch Money event, you know. And the way that I came up with the name Brunch Money is that I really love like brunch culture and brunch lifestyle, you know, and it's all about like good food, leisure, community, and having expendable income. And like, I can get down with all of those, you know what I mean? And so, you know, I said, I want to be successful in business and I want to have a great life. And at the end of the day, I want to have a little brunch money. So that's how I came up with Brunch Money. So the Hot Chicken and Art Show, I'm doing that. That's my first event that I'm officially doing under Brunch Money.
Okay. Very nice.
So yes.
Very nice. Okay. So you mentioned, now, all your events, pretty much for the most part, all your events are family oriented.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I have a family. You know, I have a husband. I have 2 boys. My oldest is almost 12, and my youngest is 2.
Whoa.
Going on a 3-nager.
Whoa, like, what happened between that?
Yeah, just kind of hanging out, chilling, working. Yeah, so I have a significant gap between my little ones, and so it's just interesting being, you know, an entrepreneur and, you know, choosing now to kind of go really hard and heavy, especially when I have like a 2-year-old on my case. But listen, he won't be 2 forever, you know what I mean? And then he'll be like my 12-year-old and in this room for a half a century and I can hardly get him out. So I'm just figuring it out and enjoying it. And when I can take him with me, you know, to kind of do work things I do, sometimes, most of the time I can't, you know what I mean? And so I rely on my hubby to kind of tag me out and, you know, wrangle the kids, you know, while I'm out doing a podcast.
Yeah. Okay. So, but why do you think it's important for a family life to be incorporated with work?
Because it's going to incorporate itself whether you like it or not. So, you know, if you don't have some kind of control over it, you know, it can get to be bad. You know, when you're an entrepreneur, like, we could go like nonstop and not care about anything or anybody. Like, you can just put us in a closet with a computer, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we'll see you when winter is over. So, you know, you really have to be conscious about how much you're working. And even like me, when I am at home, I feel like, okay, because I'm a mom and I am at home with my kids, you know, that's great. But, like, am I present? Am I always at the computer and, you know, kind of cooking something and going to sit back down? So, you know, but I feel like it's not forever. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm just kind of building and growing and figuring it out. And some things that I'm doing right now is probably not the best idea, but I'm like, all right, well, I need to fix it, you know? So now I do things like schedule particular work hours, and I'm firm about it. And so I always read where people like schedule hours, and I do, and I just kind of whine. I'm like, well, this is my work hours. But like, I'm serious, like 12 to 3 my work hours. I don't care what's going on. If you don't want to take a nap, that's fine, but you stay in your room from 12 to 3, you know? So everybody kind of knows 12 to 3 is I'm not joking around, like, I'm trying to work. And it made me feel very much more in control. That as soon as I wake up in the morning, you know, I don't have to, you know, go into like my work routine or start worrying about that. You know, I can kind of chill out. I can fix breakfast. I can straighten up a little bit and still know that I haven't lost the day. You know what I mean? Because 12 to 3, you know, I have those 3 hours for sure that I can bang some things out. And I usually get a lot done in there because I'm just kind of thinking in my mind what I need to do that day and what I want to work on, you know, while I'm having the rest of my day. So I'm not just like at the computer like, oh, all right, so what am I going to do? Or, you know.
So there's the thing about your best hours. Some people have to take a quiz about it because they really don't know, but some people really have to think about it. Like, what time are you, like, not distracted, not groggy, never think about anything else?
I'm always those.
You think George is always?
Yeah, really? but you know what? It's about figuring out because that's the toddler's nap time. So you know what I mean? So that's his nap time. That's the time that I don't have to kind of jump up and get a juice or jump up and change the channel or, you know, stop and do a potty run. You know what I mean? And so would I rather be asleep from 12 to 3? Yes. Would I rather be at lunch with Daquiri? Yes. But, like, I know that that's, like, my coast is clear time. And when I do that, like, the mommy guilt goes way, way down, which is important to me, you know. So I feel like I accomplished that. You know, I did what I got stuff done, you know, and I wasn't distracted and all irritated. And, you know, and that if I don't do anything else for the rest of the day, I got 3 hours worth of stuff done. Yeah. And I can usually get, like, maybe 2 things done in an hour. Yeah. So that's, like, what, 6 things that I got done? In a week, 6, yeah. And then, you know, by a day, that's a lot. Yeah. So, you know, if I get 6 things done a day and I do 6 days a week, because 5 is not realistic, but that's 36 things. Yeah. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah. That's a lot of what we call receipts. We had to learn about that, how to celebrate the small things.
Yeah. So I think if you don't keep up with what you do or what you get accomplished, you will never feel like you got anything done. But, like, if you pay attention, you know, I started using Todoist, which is like an online, like a to-do list, like a list.
I've only heard of it because I have an Amazon Echo. Amazon Echo, and they were like, you want a to-do list? You can do it with Todoist. And I'm like...
Yeah, I really like that. Todoist. It's got me together. So I've tried, you know, like Trello and Asana and all those things, but, like, I just need something kind of simple and simplified, and it really is just like kind of like an online to-do list. But I like it because, you know, you can make like projects and the to-dos in the project. So I have one for home because, you know, I forget that I was going to do this, you know, or I was going to do that. So I have like my list for home. And then I also have an assistant now. Hallelujah. Shout out to LaToya Griffin. She's been getting me together. But in that Todoist, you can also like assign something. So I can assign her something in my list. And she'll just get like a notification. And she'll just do it. And then when she's done, she checks it off. And I'm like, oh, well, she did that. Yeah. So it's great, you know, because I can assign her to like a whole project, just kind of see what I'm working on. But, you know, if she wants to get some hours in, she can just go to my list and see, like, the things that I need to do and just do stuff. And, you know, and it's checked off. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't have to do that. Like, yay. So, you know, finding tools that work for you, even if it needs to be something really simple.
Yeah, because, for example, for me, I've been using, at least right now it's more, well, I've combined it between work and personal, but I discovered, I guess when I first really started using smartphones, I discovered an app called Color Note. And it's on your phone, so... The only thing is that it can sync through, you can sync it to your email, but even if you don't have data, even if you're trying to work on airplane mode, I use that. I shared it with my parents, so at least it's easy enough. You can choose what color you want or calendar and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it sounds similar. Yeah, something that can keep you kind of organized and streamlined, and especially something on the go. Yeah. Because, you know, like entrepreneurs, you know, we always have these ideas. Yeah. But, you know... Either we go away and just start working on them, you know, automatically, or we kind of be like, that's a good idea, let me remember that, and then we kind of forget later. Or, you know, we're trying to make ourselves remember. But I find that, you know, like if I just brain dump in my list, then I don't feel like, you know, oh, what was that I was trying to remember, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So what do you feel has, well, we get start talking about item, but what else do you feel like kind of help you the most to juggle all these hats that you wear?
I would say that's a loaded question, actually. So back in, say, about 2016, I would say in 2016, I just decided that, you know, I just wanted to level up, kind of just like in life and just in general, and kind of live this life. You know how when you're younger, you have this life that you know, think you're going to have, and it's all planned out, and I'm going to wake up in the morning, I'm going to stretch, I'm going to walk the dog, I'm going to jog the neighborhood, I'm going to go to yoga, you know, like, but really in actuality, you kind of wake up, you know, overslept, you jumping up, you running, you getting kids ready, letting the dog out, like, so, you know, and it starts to become like a Groundhog Day thing, and I just did that for so long because I went right from college into corporate, you know, kind of life. And so I just been in the rat race and the hamster wheel for so long. And so, you know, like, I've left the workforce before and kind of slowed down, but like, I'm a working girl. Like, I like to be working and doing stuff. But then when I go back to work, it's the hamster wheel again. And I'm like, there has to be something besides nothing and the hamster wheel. So I figured that I would just kind of learn how to be still. You know what I mean? And just kind of like enjoy life instead of running, and just kind of be more present. And so then I discovered meditation on Periscope. And so I started meditating, you know, watching this thing on Periscope, and then I kind of got into meditation. I kind of got good, and I was like, oh, this is, you know, kind of cool. And so, you know, it just got me interested, you know, and kind of into like a different kind of way and a lifestyle. And then, you know, you start to learn about the chakras and, you know, being calm and breathing. And so I just started to learn about that, you know, and I feel like that helped me, you know, to kind of slow down and put things into perspective and kind of try to be more present and try to listen more, because I did realize, you know, it just sounds very cliche, you know, people like, oh, you know, you need to listen and the answers will come to you. And I'm like, waiting. But you can't have that attitude. You know what I mean? You just have to be like perceptive to it, and things will just kind of like line up if you pay attention. But if you're always running, you know, you're on your own mission, you miss it. So, you know, I tried to start to learn how to slow down and listen for things, and, you know, go by things like intuition, you know what I mean, which seems pretty kind of like abstract and objective, but it's so real, you know what I mean? How often do we get the, I don't know about this kind of thing, and then later on you like, I knew it. So you just got to learn how to go with that. So I will say that, you know, I just kind of tried to work on my work inside out, you know, to kind of change. And I just feel like things just kind of started lining up and doors started opening. You know, it just kind of made it didn't make the you know, the journey easier, but it just makes it like less painful. So I've said that I've changed a lot since then. And so has my business, like exponentially, since I started trying to be like more mindful and kind of going with things. That's another thing with like business. Like, it's not gonna go exactly how you want it to, but, you know, usually if it goes off course, you know, it usually it writes itself, like in a way that you weren't even thinking of, you know. So you just gotta kind of give your business and your business ideas the opportunity to kind of develop and turn into kind of what it's going to be, and adjust with that. Because it's nothing worse than like building or crafting something that you put like your heart and your soul and your back into, and then people are like, I'm not really interested. It's not quite what I was looking for. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to kind of let your audience tell you what they're looking for, and then you kind of, kind of adapt to that in a sense.
Okay. So, tell me more about where else we can find you on the web, and what services you offer.
Ooh, okay. So online, I have a website. It's TaiishaBradley.com. It's my first and last name. It's TAIISHA. BRADLEY.com, and that's my main website, and I have a tab on there called Company. And listen, hopefully by the time that you listen to this, I'll have added Brunch Money to it, but I have that page hidden because, you know, like, I wasn't quite ready to come with it. But again, like I say, like, your audience will let you know what they want, and when they want it. So they wanted kind of Brunch Money because the art show thing, you know, kind of happened. So anyway, if you go to Company, so it'll say like celebrity publicist, so you can see what I do as a publicist, and then it'll also say Black Business Network, so you can learn about the Rutherford County Black Business Network, and then you can also learn about Brunch Money. So I have my 3 different businesses on my page, but you'll see how they kind of work together. And so then I'm on social media as at Taiisha Bradley or Taiisha Bradley MA, which stands for Master of Communication Arts, which was my master's degree. So it's not Taiisha Bradley Ma. It's MA.
That flows though. I know you have a love for you have a love for hip hop.
Yeah, I do. So it could be like young, but it's like Taiisha Bradley MA. You know, not Ma, like young MA. People say young Ma. Yeah, so same thing, MA, like young MA. I never thought of that before now. And then I have a YouTube channel now. I know, and I didn't even really mean to. So it's mostly like podcast interviews, you know, kind of that I've done. And so what's so funny is that my youngest brother, well, not my youngest brother, my middle brother asked me a couple months ago. I can't remember what. I said something on Facebook. He was like, "What are you doing? Are you doing a YouTube channel?" I thought he was trying to joke with me. And I was like, "No, I would never." But guess what? I have a YouTube channel. Because I'm thinking like I have to make videos for YouTube to have a YouTube channel, but no, like if you've done live interviews or anything like online, just put them all into to your own channel, you know, like in a playlist, and you can have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, that make that like your portfolio, make that your website.
Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel. Yeah, and that's it.
Where is it? Where can I find it? I want to watch your video.
I don't know.
Oh, so just
you know, I'm into it. I don't know. Just search my name. Yeah, just search my name on YouTube.
Okay.
And so yeah, and you can see like some of my Brunch Money marketing videos for different things as well. So I put those in there.
Okay.
So yeah, and then what I do.
Yeah.
Like as a publicist. Because, you know, I do 3 things.
Well, you're a multipreneur. What's the word? The nickname is multipreneur.
A multipreneur.
Multi-passionate
entrepreneur. Yeah, so my main business, like I wanted to be a publicist when I grew up. Like I was on target. Like I went to school for it. I got a Bachelor of Science degree in Integrated Marketing Communications. Like I got a radio station internship in promotions, and then I went straight to work in nonprofit and PR. Like I had a plan, a mission. Like I knew that I wanted to be a publicist, and I went for it and I did it. And so that will always be like my main trade. You know, that'll always kind of be, it's the most lucrative, you know, basically of all the things that I do, because, you know, you have clients like on retainer, you know what I mean? And whether you work 10 hours a month or 100 hours a month, like the check still comes, you know, and a lot of times it's just kind of uneventful, but I'm almost always pitching, you know, and looking for media opportunities and business opportunities for my clients. But I think it's really fun and cool. You know, it can be intense because it's so, public, you know what I mean? Especially if you have a high client profile, you know, who's in the media, like it can be difficult. But I mostly focus on getting media coverage. So, you know, there's, I used to work in like, you know, when things happen, crisis management kind of things, but it's just really intense and just kind of heavy. And nowadays you just need legal anyway. So I focus mostly on, you know, getting the media opportunities, turning social media influencers into TV stars, you know, that kind of transformation. And a lot of my clients tend to outgrow me. You know, they kind of start off at one level and then they kind of, you know, get pushed up and then they kind of make it, they get a deal, you know, and then they go to like a major network or, you know, kind of major platform. And, you know, and they leave me because, you know, when you blow up, you know, you have your own team, you know, through like the networks and the staff and, you know, the record companies. But, you know, they always remember me, you know, always make sure I have a good seat. And it's kind of like my mission, my purpose, you know. A lot of times it's hard for people, you know, you kind of get to a certain level and then you kind of get stuck and, you know, you're at the top of the bottom, you know what I mean? You can't kind of cross. And so, you know, my purpose is to kind of help people cross that sometimes. So, you know, I feel more like a proud mother when they leave me as opposed to like, dang, you know, I've lost a client, because there's always somebody else, you know, coming right up through the ranks.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you, Taiisha.
Thank you for having me.
This is so much fun.
Yeah, I know. I have to interview you on your podcast. You think you're going to get away with not getting interviewed?
All right.
See, that's my thing. Like, I come on people's podcasts, and I'm like, listen, we'll come back and interview you.
Yeah.
So I have another podcaster who I'm like, I'm going to crash the show and interview
you.
Okay.
Hey.